Yes, she is, O'Neill. Yes, she is. What was he doing? I didn't see anything.
Battling the demons of paperwork. That's a fight nobody walks away from clean.
You have no idea the number of times I've almost been killed by bills of lading. I've been meaning to come talk to you anyhow. I never officially joined the Inquisition. I don't know how to do this, disciplehood thing. I'm a businessman. Never really followed a chosen one before.
Okay. Another minefield. Okay, this would definitely fit with the way I'm approaching him. Trying to become his friend. Because I know he is extremely loyal to his friends. Beyond any reasonable doubt. I'm just like you. I could tell it to him because he's a dwarf. I don't need to pretend with his ass that I am the all-knowing, all-powerful Herald of Andraste. Make it up as you go. Nah, let's go with number 4.
I don't need a disciple. I need a friend.
If you knew how intimidating you are, you wouldn't make it sound so simple. You just don't know what you are to the people out there. The Herald of Andraste is a symbol bigger than any of us.
I know exactly that, Barrick. But you're not one of them. This is the better question. I would guess the answer is the person that can save the world, but nothing more. I can't be bigger than myself. There is no need to go that route. What am I to them? Well, exactly at the Herald of Andraste, the Promised One, whatever. The Prophet of the Maker, their Lord and Savior, eventually. I don't think I'll get... yeah, I know that information. I think. Let's find out what he thinks. I can guess these 2 answers, but I'm more interested in knowing what he thinks. So maybe I can craft my personality a little bit better to his expectations.
What am I to you then?
None of this shit makes any sense to me. Is this the end of the world? Did Andraste send you through the breach? I have no idea. You heard the crowd singing after Haven was attacked?
Okay. Now we're talking serious business here. Let's not break down the mood with stupid jokes. Let's go with number 1.
Whatever I am to Thedas, I'm still just an ordinary person.
So, just a regular person, like anybody else. Right. I should probably get back to work. Unless, you up for a game of Wicked Grace?
Well, he didn't seem all too convinced. So that choice, normally, well, I would consider that to be a false description of what I was going to tell him. But let's talk again.
I've got a minute if you need something.
What are your thoughts on the Inquisition?
We've got a pretty well-balanced organization. I'm a fan of diversification and all, but do we have the strength to handle major issues when they come up?
How do you think Josephine is handling the job of ambassador?
If this Inquisition thing doesn't work out, I may hire her to deal with the Merchants Guild. She'd own them before breakfast.
What do you think of our general?
He needs more to do. Honestly, right now he spends all day cleaning his armor with a lost puppy look on his face.
Okay.
What do you think of Leliana's work?
She scares me. Mostly in a good way. At least I'm reasonably sure she's on our side.
Good to know.
Back to work, then. I've got a minute if you need something.
What are your thoughts on the Inquisition?
We've got a pretty well-balanced organization. I'm a fan of diversification and all, but do we have the strength to handle major... Looking for someone to talk your ear off? I think I can oblige.
I want to know more about Red Lyrium.
I'll tell you what I can.
Yeah, I wonder what Wicked Grace will actually look like. We know the answer to this. Superpowers. This is a better question.
I've seen it infect people like a disease and turn them to lyrium. How can it do that?
That's a good question. The people I've had studying the stuff say you need to actually touch it to get infected. But it seems to take time. The longer you spend with it, the more likely you'll come down with a case of the crazy. But how it works, and if it can be cured, they haven't figured out.
But let's see if he agrees with my assessment.
What could the Templars want with it?
In Kirkwall, just having the lyrium idol made Knight Commander Meredith impossibly strong. Before it turned her into a lyrium statue, anyway. Maybe they thought the power was worth it, or maybe they didn't know the consequences.
Or maybe they didn't care.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
After you see the first behemoth and don't question taking Red Lyrium,
I've got a minute if you need something.
you're beyond salvation.
I read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Okay.
Carry on.
Looking for someone to talk your ear off? I think I can oblige.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
But yeah, I remember Pasak in KOTOR. That was a good game.
Sleep well?
In all honesty, that was amazing. His ability to conjure up such a realistic dream.
I have never done anything like that before. Do you regularly talk to people in dreams?
No. Consider that one more rule you have effortlessly broken in your rise to power. I had no idea that the anchor would allow you to dream with such focus. It is truly remarkable, but I am reasonably certain we are awake now. And if you wish to discuss anything, I would enjoy talking.
Yes.
I need to know more about Corypheus.
You shamed him when you destroyed Haven. Spoiled his glorious victory. It would be worse to acknowledge that you had done so. He must continue on his course or show weakness. He will return to his plans to throw Olay into chaos, and then conquer it for Devinter.
That's what we want. But for the Dalish, exactly the same goal. No. Exactly the same methods for different goals. That's what we have here.
I'd like to hear more about what you saw in your exploration of the Fade.
I would be happy to share it with you.
Tell me about a spirit you encountered.
I met a friendly spirit who observed the dreams of village girls as love first blossomed in their adolescence. With subtlety, she steered them all to village boys with gentle hearts, who would return their love with gentle kindness.
Really?
The matchmaker, so I called her. That small village never knew its luck.
The matchmaker. More like the virgin breaker.
Tell me about the old ruins you explored.
I found the ruin of Barandur, a lost Devinter city buried deep beneath a dead and barren wasteland. Volcanic ash had sealed it tight. In one dark moment, every living creature in the city seared and smothered. They were statues in the ashes, like a mold made to recall the lost.
Yes, apparently Solas has a soft underbelly. You a sinner, you missed most of the story after finishing the game. Well, what do you think about the spoilers you encountered? Is the story good or not, overall, in your opinion?
Tell me about the old memories you found in the Fade.
I saw a savage human horde go marching toward the battlefront. They sang a soldier's hymn to keep formation. Primal music shook the ground. These savage, unwashed warriors carried harmonies no chantry choirs mastered. Though their cause was all but hopeless, they sang songs that made the spirits weep.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
You Wingward singing? Lord Trifles? What? The hell was that? You win them with... Okay, cutscene.
Something wrong with your tea?
It is tea. I detest this stuff. But this morning, I need to shake the dreams from my mind. I may also need a favor.
Okay.
You just have to ask.
One of my oldest friends has been captured by mages, forced into slavery. I heard the cry for help as I slept.
You have friends. The question here is what, after reading the whole story, what is your overall impression of it? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it a cliche? Yeah, how did he hear? I would go and save a fellow elf, apparently. But how did he hear? A dream, most likely.
When your friend was captured, how did she...
It.
Ah,
It?
My friend is a spirit of wisdom. Unlike the spirits clamoring to enter our world through the rifts, it was dwelling quite happily in the Fade. It was summoned against its will, and wants my help to gain its freedom and return to the Fade.
Okay. A spirit of wisdom, why not?
I thought spirits wanted to find their way into this world.
Some do, certainly. Just as many Orlesian peasants wish they could journey to exotic Rivain. But not everyone wants to go to Rivain. My friend is an explorer, seeking lost wisdom and reflecting it. It would happily discuss philosophy with you, but it had no wish to come here physically.
I'm not saving a spirit.
Do you have any idea what the mages want with your friend?
No. It knows a great deal of lore and history, but a mage could learn that simply by speaking to it in the Fade. It is possible that they seek information it does not wish to give, and intend to torture it.
Alright, so I'm guessing being dragged into the world is not necessarily a pleasant experience. Ah, okay, Sinner. Well, let's see if I am able to figure out the ending. If not, I will certainly ask you to explain it to me. Okay. So, Semper, you don't like tea? I'm not a fan of tea either. More partial to coffee. Yeah, I will help. I'll give it a shot.
All right, let's go get your friend.
Thank you. I got a sense of my friend's location before I awoke. I'll mark it on our map. What can I do for you?
Let's see.
I'd like to hear more about what you saw in your exploration of the Fade.
I would be happy to share it with you.
Let's see.
Tell me about the old memories you found in the Fade.
I saw a dwarf emerge into the light of day and shield his eyes against the sun. The first time he had seen it, the tears were streaming from his eyes. I thought them from the blazing light, until I saw the rock he held so tightly. Then he laid the rock down gently, and he left it as he walked away.
All these stories are great. The problem is, there is no way to know if he is telling the truth. he could be a bard easily.
Tell me about a spirit you encountered.
The Alamari crossed the Frostback Mountains to escape a beast they called the Shadow Goddess in their story. I met the spirit that they fled. She walks the Fade along the southern tundra, weeping lonely and forgotten. Great for Elden formed, because a lonely spirit drove her prey away.
Tell me about the old ruins you explored.
I found an ancient dwarven thaig no longer sheltered by the stone. An earthquake had exposed it all to daylight. 1,000 dwarven corpses lay, the victims of a dark-spawn horde. Their last stand marked by one great ring of armor. In the middle, one small body, clutching tightly to a small stuffed toy.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
They should have fled, as I do every single time. It will not make me weep for dwarves or humans, so it's impossible.